Well, Joel, I was waiting for your life jacket because all day long I've been swimming in this market, just trying to get back up to the top, but I can't do it. I need a life jacket. Somebody come save me because this market's bringing me down. I don't know about this one.
All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Save me, Joel. Save me.
You know what? This decline is my fault. You know why?
Why?
Because I have, moving offices, I had stuff. So I brought the life jacket down here.
You
And
brought it to
then
the dungeons.
we had the rally, on Tuesday. I was out Wednesday and I was like cleaning up, putting stuff away, putting stuff on the bookshelves. And I'm like, I'm going to put the life preserver back back with the kayaks or paddle boards or whatever Lisa bought. And so I took it upstairs, threw it in the garage, and look what happens. And I just want to, if I get interrupted in the show and I have to go, the bank is coming to repossess my house. But I'm glad I own my car because Lisa and I can sleep in the car tonight. So
no worries, Joel. You always got a warm house here. We got you, my friend. We're good.
Yeah,
We're good at least.
All right, let's go to the charts. And believe it or not, folks, and I don't know if this is going to hold up, we're still green for the week. We are green for the week.
Leave it to Joel.
For right now. For right now. But if we drop another 34 handles, which at the rate we're going, we could be there pretty darn quickly. But boom, they hit it. They hit it good in the pre-market high, whatever bounces Dennis and I saw. They weren't there. They came in the regular session and they just pounded it. And we talk about going up easy through an area. This is Monday. This is Tuesday. Man, it just came down just as easy, right back down. The low close of the move that was made on Friday. To at the low close of the move, 36.01 and a quarter on Friday. That's only 30 handles away, so we may end up flat on the week. Blame the buck. That's up 49, almost 50 cents, 112.68. Getting back half of that move. I'm sorry, you gonna say something?
Yeah, it looks like that 110 support actually held. I called it out that time and it held really well. Bounced right off of it, working its way back.
Yep. And now you're getting back half of the move. I mean, TLT, your treasury bond ETF, boom, lower the move. Mitch is right on crude again, up 408 at 92.53. I can just keep moving this line up until it stops. But they say they're cutting. Well, we'll see them when the next numbers come out if they're actually cutting on that. Gold, strong buck that's getting killed down $18, 1702.70. Silver slipping more on a percentage basis, down 58.5 cents. Bitcoin getting treated just like every other risk asset in this world, down 685, 1934. And Ethereum futures, they're down 38.50 at 18.50.
Well, I can tell you right now, even though that crude futures looks good, I think they're hitting the sell button right now. Look at XOM in the recent hour.
Yeah.
And somebody's saying, I'm not taking this stock over the weekend with the market the way it is.
I mean, look at that run that it had. I mean, that's
master run.
Yeah. Do I consider Coke a recession? I mean, if you're going to drink a lot of Coke during recession, I guess so. But man, when they start to hit everything, look at that Coca-Cola. Holy mackerel. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe if Warren cuts down to 5 Cokes a day, to 6 Cokes a day, then maybe, in a bear market, they come at, look at crude up 413. that Exxon Mobil, was in the red. So it's getting treated like a stock today. But look at that run. I mean, that's just, I don't even know during some of the COVID rallies if Exxon Mobil rallied like that. So, we were talking about taking profits at 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101. I guess it was 100 at 332. That was the number. But what your Exxon Mobil traders should focus on if you're looking for a bounce on Monday, 102.06. That was your close on Friday. Ooh, we're almost $2 away from that.
Jay, I don't even use USO anymore at all. That to
No?
me, no edge there. No edge. Like I say you look at everywhere else, WTI, look at the crude futures that Joel checks out. That USO, I can tell you guys at least from these last 6 months watching oil, there's nothing there.
Well, here's the thing with like the USO, is you really got to be in it to win it, right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't open. I mean, there's pre-market trading and there's after hours trading in it. But when it's closed and crude rips, 3, 4, 5, 6, has the big moves. You have to wait for that opening. But I just like the crude oil futures. They have the monthly rollover. It has to be the most volatile instrument. I mean, I think for trading. So that's what I like to watch is the crude oil futures, and they're a pretty good indication. But on a day like this, you gotta just a stock is a stock a stock is a stock is a stock. Put it that way. All right,
How's the
32.50.
VIX?
Who thinks the low of the day's in at 32.50?
One guy.
Let me see.
Well, how's
I
the
will
VIX?
say. I will say that as wrong as I was trying to be bullish this morning, the only thing I had was the pivot point formula. Mitch, have I ever shared that with you?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
pivot.
Yeah, well, there's a whole formula that you can
Mm-hmm.
use, and I don't use it very often because I like to see it more coincide with my actual numbers, my daily highs and lows. But S2 support 2 was 35.31.75.
Okay.
That's the only reason I can see that it missed it by a few ticks, but we'll see. There really has not been many, really good rallies in this. So we'll see what happens into the close. But do we
What?
want to look at Oxy or CVS, or are they just getting the beats too?
CVS one, because from the close yesterday to where it is now, this is almost an 11, a little bit over 11% move down. It's a big move there for CVS in just one day.
And look at that. As low as it opened at 93.18, you got a little pop to 94. So if you and these kind of days, I was not looking at this one. It's hard to short the open, right? Oh my gosh, it's opening down $4 or $5. So if you did short the open, but you waited for that whoops trade when it came back down to the open, if you probably I don't know how you would have gotten filled, but it never came back up. So that when you're gun shy, you want to hop on something. That opening price could be good. Spoos at 36.44. We're now almost 12 handles off that low, 13 handles off that low of the day.
We'll see if we're able to hang on. And we're definitely in the battle now. Of course, what will be next week will be on watch. Thursday's CPI data. Of course, that's going to be.
That's Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday. So we'll see what happens there. That's definitely going to be a focus to keep on watch. And Lyft also sinking off of an RBC downgrade. The stock to sector outperform, noting competitors. Uber has advantages. This is one of those, man, that it's like, why even go IPO?
Yeah, Lyft. Oh man, do you know were you weren't back with us when that IPO'd, were you? I don't think no, I don't think so. Man, you talk about selling the IPO high,
Nah,
the
that one it
open.
IPO'd.
It opened, I think the opening print was 87.24 back in March of 2019. It went to 88.60. All right. It closed at 78.29 and it only saw the 70 handle one day. The next day it peaked at 76.10. So, wow, that thing never had a chance. Uber, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't. I mean, I think I have that app on my phone. I don't know. Don't really. I'm usually with Lisa, the girls, and if we need something like that, I'm like, okay, you dial it up. But anyways, Uber is getting hit on this. 26. I don't know. Tough stock, not getting hit with the market. I don't know. I'm worried about this gap. That chart. You got anything on this chart? I can't help the people with this one, Mitch. I get lost with these gaps.
Yeah, Uber is just more about a. It's just going to be very hard because even when they start getting some lift, I think the only thing that really could give Uber an advantage if they ever figure out that robo taxi kind of life, maybe that can give them an advantage. Until then, I think you have an up and down story. I don't really see them doing anything innovative to really get themselves back up there towards, let's say, 60. I mean, from this, this is one of those sideways stories to me. Something needs to change in the story for me to be a buyer in this story. Just doesn't seem attractive for me.
What was the medallion company? I remember I looked it up that one time. The taxi medallion company. It got a lift.
Taxis.
Taxi medallion company. Google that. Can you Google that? Should I
Yeah, I
Google
can
that?
do it.
Someone help me out here. I'm just curious how that stock is doing. I remember it got a lift when there was something going on with the New York cabbies.
I
Um,
got
it's some weird symbol.
MFIN.
I knew it was something with that. It had an F in there. Yeah, medallion. There you go.
Just see, we got it.
Nice one. I knew there was medallions, but okay. 650. There's your taxi cab. Okay. All right. Do we want to go into the tech wreck here? I mean,
Yeah, let's take a look at the
oh,
AMD disaster. I mean, that's really what led us. Another pre-announcement, really just wrecking the semiconductor industry.
if you think about it, if you wouldn't have like the fundamental news that you got after the close yesterday was bad, right? And
Hmm.
one thing, when we were talking this morning, we're like, how are the futures flat? Like after that AMD news, and it's just the market, trying to be optimistic. You're going to have higher unemployment. It didn't come. I think you just had some people throw in the towel today. This kind of reminds me of what was that one stock that opened lower and just got absolutely destroyed? Was it AMAD or Adobe? What was it? It just had a was it? Yeah, I think it was Adobe, I think. Yeah, they just came in,
Oh,
stepped down sellers. So I think you had some big boys thrown in the towel and AMD, and I think they're going to the linen closet and they're getting more towels to throw in here. Your next monthly low in AMD. Ooh, you guys don't want to hear this. 5160. That seems to be a long ways away. Never thought I'd be glad to see us in the 3650 handle. We are now 20 handles off the low. If you were waiting to buy the dip, you had to wait pretty late. But we're
yeah.
still big expanded range day to the downside, 140 point range. That's not what you want to see for
I
a
think
market
this is
here at
day
540.
traders covering those shorts. I think that you're starting to see some of that action coming in here.
Okay.
The shorts don't want to probably be short either overnight, right? In this market, it's a tough one to
I'd rather
even be
be.
short overnight. But hey,
What about Nvidia? I mean, poor
yeah,
Nvidia. They get hit on their stuff. They get hit on AMD stuff.
they still get
Uh,
hit.
Yeah, coming up on the low of the move, 119.46, hit 120.22. We still got some time left. Regardless if it makes a new low, it's going to make a new closing low for the move. It has to get above 122.20 in order to avoid a new closing low for the move. And I just want to check on Micron. That had been kind of holding up off its, off after its rally off its report, but now that's coming back down to earth as well.
Now, one thing I'll bring up is Elon tried his best. He came out with a tweet, yesterday about the semi truck, excited to announce the start of production of the Tesla semi truck deliveries to Pepsi on December 1st. I thought he was trying to give a little fluff. He was like, come on, stock, get up there. I need to sell some. Well, Tesla did not even shake that. It still got hit hard today, down close to 7% on the day. Getting hit
Coming
hard.
for the Generals.
Bouncing.
It happened last week. Wow, this is what a losing streak here. I looked at this morning, 3 or 4, 4 or 5, 5 or 6, 6 or 7 losing days for Tesla. I think also what Tesla and what people are thinking, what we discussed on the show, if he gets saddled with Twitter, I mean, he's going to have to sell some stock, right? I mean, he's going to have to do that. So I think that's also going to weigh on the issue. Twitter down a little bit today. Tesla, has not reached that June low. A lot of stocks came down in September. You're well below your September low. There you go. And your June low, man, is this June here? June, July? Or no, actually, that might have bottomed in May, 206.86. That bottomed a little bit ahead of the market.
All right. I'm trying to find something positive, but it's just hard.
Let me see. Is there any? Is it? Let's do the little exercise here. Let's try and find a stock that's up.
Yeah, I mean, I can find them. They're just in
And
oil
that's the end of the
names.
show today, folks.
And they're just in oil names. I mean, look at SLB. You can look at HAL, Halliburton.
Oh,
Those have
that's a
been
good
doing
day.
well.
Oh, yeah. This stock is a serial underperformer for the last 100 years, but Schlumberger not having a bad day. So there you go. Up 7 cents. He made a new high for the move. What I'd do on this one, if I was in it, I would just keep an eye on these closes. Yesterday we closed, which was a high close to the rebound at 40. We're right there, 42.49 and 42.53. So that's gonna be a level of control. Seabass 8A13 wants us to cover Twilio.
Twilio. Yeah, one that Sean Udall gave earlier this week.
All right, I'll let you go first on this one, Mitch.
Yeah, I kind of like this one. I mean, at the end of the day, I look for stocks sometimes that are the thing behind the thing, right? And that's what Twilio does for a lot of technology users. They're even behind a lot of the tech that Uber uses. So just to give you an example, right? And so I think this is one of those stocks that in the long run will kind of balance out and actually gets use, recurring revenue. This is what I like to hear from. They sell more to business. They're more B2B than B2C. And I think that are the kind of the ones that I want to stay in right now, especially because it's technology. They kind of need the technology. It's not like, let's say, an Asana or a HubSpot that it just needs subscribers. So in my eyes, I kind of like Twilio here.
Okay. You know what this one, I mean, I don't want to go too conspiracy theory and stuff, but it kind of feels like like someone's coming with an upgrade or something over the next couple days, and they're accumulating the stock. I mean, it's down on the day, which is which in market forces are working against it. 78.43 was the high for the week, but I'm not going to focus on that. Instead, I'm going to give you an intermediate number, right? Just a number that I would like to see it get to and get above. I'm not saying that this is like the top or anything, but I'm just saying in order for me to say, yeah, the stock held up well on Friday for a reason. All right, your high close for the week, your high close from all this mishmash here, I'm going to discount these 2 days, was 78.03, correct? Well, today's high is 77.96. So you're $1.50 away from that. I know this thing moves around pretty good. If this is to me, it's more important about this establishing a bid over 78 and a strong bid, and closing above it. then I don't think you're going to have a problem with this 81.25. But that's a great looking chart. I mean, on a day like this, the SPOOs are ripping. I don't know who said they thought the low was in. We are now 20 handles off the low. It's a bear. The bears are saying, it was a wild week. We're going to close green on the week. Maybe we'll do a little bit of covering, but the buck is still at its high, so that's not helping it. TLT is still at its low. It's just a big move down. The shorts that got squeezed and held on and said we're gonna get a good jobs number, which is bad for the market. Maybe they held. Maybe they sold some more up there and they're bringing it in. Don't frown, average down, or if you're short, don't frown, average up. But there you go, off the lows of the session.
I said this earlier in the week, but Kathy, you can call me if you need a technical analysis kind of guy. I'll tell you when next time to buy Tesla. It wasn't that time, man. It wasn't that time.
I don't know what to. I don't even know what to say. I'm sure Triple D got stopped out of that swing trade on that. Low for the year is still holding in here, 35.10. Just a real bad day for Kathy. Gap down. I mean, if you're taking a poke here, I mean, you got your out at 35, right? Or 35.10, whatever the low of the move is. So that's what you're leaning on. I think the people that are buying the dip eagle one are the people that short. I don't know if we got new longs coming in here at this area. But nice little pop there. Who knows how we close?
Yeah, that's probably what you're seeing a little bit out there. It doesn't mean that no one's taking the shot, but I think you're probably seeing a lot of short cover in there. Roblox almost down 12% today.
Roblox. I saw Jay make a comment about that. Did Sean talk about that one positively?
Yeah, he was a little bit positive on this one. I mean, hey, he's a contrarian. He likes
You know what? Sean will be like, I'm glad because now I can buy more
cheaper
at lower prices. That's his attitude. I love it, man. I love it. But you're coming down hard. You got the two lows in the same area, 33.50. That's your bogey. So that's your risk. You're buying it here. $1.20. I don't know about the news that's on that. I don't want to comment on it, but getting hit with the market still well above its May and June low, but be prepared if you're long this for a test of 33.50, and if that's taken out, maybe revisit the lows of the move.
They're gonna have to sell some more metaverse or something because it's tough out there right now. Let's keep going. Let's go towards some other stocks that are making some moves. Roku finally starting to break down. It was holding on for a little bit there. Now heading for another leg lower. Just kind of cracked through today. Might recover that low from September 29.
Wow, down $4. Roku. Wow, you made a new low for the move, right? 54. What do we do? Yeah, we got the 54.80 today. Not much of a bounce, a 40-cent bounce. So not really distancing itself anywhere near that. Your next monthly low, 44.51. So I mean, bad day. Was there new? Just hitting it for hitting it.
Let's look how the cannabis stocks did.
Yeah.
High?
Let's go. Is the Mitch love fest over now? yeah.
I'll tell you what.
See.
The stock's up, but it ain't the actual asset.
What's up? What pot stock is up?
More like it's stocking the houses of all these pot guys, but not the actual stock, not the asset class.
No, we get railed on Twitter because we were trying to paint a bullish scenario about the market, but no one says a lick about what we said about cannabis stocks, right? I mean, what? Oh boy! I mean. And you think about these things and you're like, what fundamentally changed? that, with, and I said this facetiously yesterday. All the guys that, were, or guys, gals, I don't want to be sexist, are gonna get out of jail and go buy more pot. I mean, it doesn't make. They
Yeah.
gave it all back and then some. Wow, CGC back under $3. Market forces probably working against it. Still pressing on new lows of the session. And let's see here. I'm looking at this from the perspective of the close. Like you had that strong day yesterday, close at 375. That's why it's always a good idea to keep an eye on the mark, not so much the uh, uh, um, the high, but the close was 375 and 373 got there, back down, trading on the lows of the session.
Debbie, we'll be working on our shorting game. We need to take a little bit more risk sometimes.
It's so
But
funny because Mitch and I were discussing on this. Like I don't want to ever say like I'm a perma bear or perma bull, but I mean I've always kind of been real, like the sky's falling, and kind of with my investment philosophy. I mean triple D's in and out, this cash, this cash, this cash. But I don't know. I guess I'm picking the wrong time to be the perma the perma
you,
bull here.
you're battling this perma bear over here. That's what happens.
Yeah,
It's hard. It's hard.
unemployment. I should have known that lower unemployment is bad for the market here. But
And
little rally into the close. It looks like, Mitch. We get some buy imbalances.
yeah, I'll get you guys those imbalances right
Okay.
here. But I think this is a good lesson, right, of how this market has been. Every time you feel like you have the narrative, we get a number and all of a sudden the narrative's right back to the headwinds. This is why I'm leaning more in that. I would rather be late to the rally. I know I'm going to probably miss the bottom. Dennis will probably get it before I do. I'll tell you guys that. But there's one thing that I would rather do, and I think maybe it's the years in trading, is try to be more risk adverse. So I think in this case, it's just waiting for the Fed to finally show us something, show us that they want to pause. Then we can start being like, let's pound this back to the upside. But I just feel like, everyone's being optimistic. They see October, September ended. They're just trying to get things up versus waiting for that actual catalyst that drives us up higher.
Okay, just someone's going back. Well, we can do this Twilio. Joel going back to Twilio. Looks like some very bullish and option action. Okay. I'm not, I'm not, the option action for me is a little bit, it's tough because you don't know what they're doing on the other side of the trade, right? So it could just be a hedge. Maybe maybe you're short stock, and I'm sure some of these institutions do this, or the big players. You're short of stock, you're short of stock, you're short of stock. You really don't want to cover. You buy some calls. Maybe you're not going to get the same bang for your buck. But so I don't know what the option activity is. I just know from looking at the market today, okay, and what has happened in a lot of stocks. If I had to, I look at those candles for even the last couple days. That to me just shows relative strength that's off the charts. I mean, right? 373 million to the sell side. That's nothing. That doesn't move it. Nothing like the 6.5 billion that we had last Friday. So, Mitch, any closing technical comments here for this a bad Friday? I saw Spinner mention that it seems like every Friday's down. Not sure what it feels like to me. Any closing comments?
Yeah, one thing is just always keep in mind, right? There's traders, there's swing traders and investors. And I think that you have to go ahead and work those hats, like Dennis mentions all the time. I feel like you were finally getting to that point that, yeah, I mean, if you try to think 6 months forward, maybe we are in a better current environment and we're starting to get the market to kind of bottom and come up. But of course, as a day trader, you just have to be flexible. And flexible is the most important thing as a day trader that I see out there that a lot of day traders get lost in. They get like even me sometimes, right? You guys will hear me. I was a little biased to the bear side sometimes. But once the market opens, you got to be careful with those buys because they can start leading you in the wrong direction. And once we start leaning into this mentality that we just expect something to happen in the market, that's usually when it does the opposite. So I hope that you guys are learning from our experience, whether, we call one right, we call one wrong. We're never going to be 100%. The one thing that we can do is try to give you guys the perspective so that you guys can improve your skills on.
That's right. That's right. That's a great way to put it, Mitch. Great job this week handling all the technical stuff. And I wouldn't have to adjust my numbers too much because I still kept last Friday's close. That's the low close of the move, 36.01 1/4. I didn't put Friday's low in there. I believe that was 35.95. So you can look at Tuesday, or you can look at Wednesday. You can look at Thursday, and you can certainly look at today and say, wow, what a horrible week. But in reality, we are up on the week. The S&P handled added just about 50 handles. So Monday or Sunday night, it's a whole new ball game. Everyone get some rest. Go blue. Beat Indiana.
Have a good one. Definitely, Joel. We'll get you on out of here. Go Jays. We'll see if my Rays can bounce back from today's loss and enjoy some football maybe on the weekend, or enjoy whatever you can. Maybe it's just spending time with the family. Like always, I know with these rough times in this market, sometimes it can be like this market is kind of crappy. We can kind of not want to get back towards the market. But like always, we're all learning from these environments. And one thing is true. If you go through this experience, the next time we're in a bear market, you'll definitely have an advantage. I'll see you next time. And of course, right here on Benzinga, hit that subscribe button and keep battling along to improve your skills. I'll see you next time on Monday's Pre-Market Prep. See you there.